Hello, this is Eyewitness Report on Channels Television, where your pictures and videos get maximum exposure, so keep them coming. This week, we're tracking the massive devastation caused by flood as the water level of the rivers Niger and Benue rise. We're not letting go just yet. Our feature on Apapa gridlock and the bad state of Lagos-Badagry Expressway. The controller works has questions to answer. Join us. I'm Chris ILEMS. In 2012, the water level of the rivers Niger and Benue was at its highest at 12.84 meters. Now, this caused a massive devastation across states along the river belt. Recently, the country's Hydrological Services Agency warned of a steady rise in the water level of these rivers again. The effects are already with us, as several communities in Kwara, Niger, Kogi, Edo, Delta, even Jigawa rue their losses. Join us. The 33 kilometers road to Patigi could be described as an eyesore, as the 40 minutes drive now takes as much as 2 hours. The road, which seems to have seen better days, is now littered with potholes and gullies. At Patigi community, the headquarters of the Patigi local government area of the state, the chiefs can be seen in a meeting discussing the recent flood that has affected their means of livelihood, fishing and rice farms. According to the representative of the Emir of Patigi, farmlands, animals and structures have been submerged, while they are perplexed and helpless.
See the farms.
Over 150,000 acres of rice farm was damaged, destroyed. You can't get anything there now except water. Then we have over 200,000 farmers that have been displaced. And we have over 150,000 animals and goats and sheep that have been drained away down to the mainstream of the river Niger, that is to Kogi side. The coverage of the area that has been submerged is untouchable. Some are untouchable. You cannot even go there. So many schools, many markets and communities are now underwater. Yes, the federal government is trying to establish a IDP distant camp, but up to now, it has not been completed. And that notwithstanding, government will say local government. Where is the money? The money coming to local government is insufficient. So it is we want federal government to continue to empower this community by assisting the local government to get enough funds to be able to do our work. The local government is prepared to do its work, but no funds.
A tour of the affected farmlands revealed the extent of damage done to the community. The buildings and farmlands have now been taken hostage by the flood. It's a massive blow to this middle belt community. With nowhere to go, some members of the Baragogi community at the riverside watch as our canoe travels down the flooded plain. Some of the buildings are already underwater. At the internally displaced persons camp, built but yet to be completed, this victim laments his loss as he now finds it difficult to feed or rely on neighbors who reach out to him on a daily basis.
We lost rice, maize, some beans. Now, as I'm talking to him, even our destination is not more exist. We just see the waters coming. Before we know, we collect all the rights with us, all our property. We miss all those things. Not only me, with all our people. As we used to eat, we follow the canoe, pack some that used to pack. Some, we cannot pack some. Before, it's coming 5 years, but now, every year. And it's coming as before we, if rice done, to cut it, water will come to pack it. It's very, very unfortunate for us.
Not all are unlucky. This farmer is one of the few that survived the flood. He and members of his family are at their farm, ready to harvest their crop. The solution, according to the community, is beyond the local and state government. They want the federal government to resume the dredging of the River Niger, started by the late President Musa Yar'Adua's administration, and to also ensure the commencement of dry season farming.
They are living from hand to mouth. And we discovered that if not because of this overflow of water, that has become a natural phenomenon, an annual disaster. Well, believe you me, I can say particularly local government, especially rice farmers, they can even produce more than 10 or 20 tons of metric tons of rice annually. That not alone. We discovered that those that are specialized in the growing of maize and G-corn, in fact, there are more than hundreds and thousands of people living at the riverine areas. Not those that are living at the riverine areas that are affected. We have some people living in this particular town that used to go and farm there. They were also affected. And to crown everything up, these people, they don't have anything again.
How to repay the loans taken by farmers is now a major challenge the victims have to surmount now that they are almost ready to harvest farms have been washed away.
Majority of them take loans from microfinance banks, take loans from so many community banks and even Union Bank to ensure that tomorrow they will be able to gain a lot and sponsor their children to schools, to universities and what have you, and even build some houses. If you look at where we came from now, many communities, many houses were submerged. Houses pulled down by this particular water. Look at how small children were living. In the night, water will just come to them by surprise. They have nowhere to live. Some of them will even crawl on the ground as a result of using these canoes to ensure that have a living with their neighbors. We seek the indulgence of this particular government, especially the federal government, the state government, especially even the international donors, to assist the people of Patigi local government. If you look at what's happening from our border at Edo local government down to our border at Kogi State, Patigi local government is the most affected.